city that boasts a population and land size larger than many countries of the world. It's a city that has a diverse mixture of different cultures, ethnicities and religions. It's a city where most of rural Pakistan comes to live its ambitions, find its future and fulfill its dreams. However, we have come here to Karachi today in search of food. I'm Aida Khan, and today on For the Love of Food, we've come to Karachi to see how this metropolitan city lives up to its phenomenal food reputation.
As Karachi is so diverse, we attempted to get you a balanced snapshot of what epitomizes its cuisine. Muhammad bin Qasim originally came to Karachi in 712. However, it was the Balochi tribe of Kolachi which established a fishing village here. We spoke with eminent writer Yasmin Lari, who's done extensive work on the history of Karachi to shed some light on its humble beginnings.
Karachi started off as a fishing village. It was really Karachi, and it was known as Karachi Jogot at that time. But it soon became a very flourishing kind of trading post, where there were ships coming in from all over the Gulf and so on, and it began to really become quite a substantial settlement. By the time that the British actually arrived, and the first ones that came were around the 1830s.
The geography of Karachi was split using a very colonial formula.
Pre-partition Karachi was really dominated by the colonists. So there was the black town and there was the white town. Now the black town was the one that was habited by the natives. And of course the white town was where the rulers lived. There's a whole of civil lines, you can see the kind of buildings that are there, and huge plots. So they were entertaining among themselves, and I think there was enough space, so I don't think they were going out to eat as such. But of course the black town, which is our Kharadar area, was the original area where different kind of cuisine could be found. And even today, as you go towards that area, and you can go to Bakra Hotel, for instance, where they're still serving food which they were serving to the sea, seamen who used to come with ships and so on. And similarly, that whole street is full of things like malpura and so on, which again is a very important ethnic dish.
Traces of the original settlements are still visible in the way food is spread out throughout the city of Karachi. Post-partition, Karachi not only saw an influx of migrants who brought their culture from India, but due to its metropolitan nature, many migrated from other parts of Pakistan as well. Karachi has pockets of areas where Pathan, Punjabi, Hyderabadi, Bihari, Memon, and various other communities have made their mark through their distinct identity and managed to retain their unique food prints.
And I think everybody is guarding their cuisine quite well, actually. This is the tradition that they've had, and I think that's what makes it so interesting.
As people started flowing into Karachi, they established food centers around which their communities mushroomed. Burns Road did not always enjoy the food junction reputation that it does today. And it was post-partition that various ethnicities came together to contribute to its mouth-watering menu. Even though other food centers may offer more elaborate cuisines, the variety and caliber of kebabs, nihari, and essentially any edible organ is unrivaled in Burns Road. From the popular dhaga kebab to the decadent puri paratha, Burns Road is not for the faint-stomached. Walking around Karachi takes a superhuman effort to not want to eat everything in sight.
I've never really heard of a bun kebab killing anyone, and I just figure one bun kebab can't really do too much more damage than I've already done to my digestive system, so I'm just gonna go for it. ठीक है, आलू वाला एक दे दे मुझे.
Such a high demand for barbecue and kebabs, Burns Road is certainly not your only option for getting your kebab fix. Every neighborhood seems to boast a specialized house of kebab. Bundu Khan is synonymous with kebab paratha and Karachi. Even though they've opened up branches across Pakistan, it's the one in Karachi that still remains the most popular.
So we've decided to make a pit stop right here when I saw the chaat wala in Sindhi Muslim Society. Even though it's hygienically not recommended to try everything off the streets, I just figured that while I'm in Karachi, I might as well throw caution to the wind and keep my fingers crossed for a stomach of steel.
Kebab rolls are Karachi's answer to burgers and sandwiches. Silver Spoon Snacks was one of the original kebab roll joints, giving customers a great value for money and a snack worthy of a meal.
1971-72 में शुरू की हमने और सिल्वर स्पून के नाम से शुरू की थी. हमारे पास छोटी सी दुकान थी, डिश वॉशिंग की जगह नहीं थी. हम अलग अलग पराठा कबाब देते थे. तो हमने कहा इसको किस तरह ऐसा बनाया जाए कि लोगों को टेक अवे हम हाथ में दे दें, वो गाड़ी में खा लें या घर ले जाए. तो वो उस वजह से हमारी एक मजबूरी थी जिसकी वजह से हमने इसको मतलब हमें इन्वेंट करना पड़ा.
Keeping up with the competition from foreign food chains, many kebab roll shop owners have been forced to innovate on this basic classic. Khadda Market in Defence offers a sky-is-the-limit range of options, making one forget how simply this favourite had started. What started off as a strip of a few restaurants has now transformed into the food street of Clifton. Port Basin not only features high-end prices, but is also a favourite amongst those looking for quality food at a reasonable price. No cuisine remains unfound here, from Italian to Chinese to Arabic and Persian. The definitions may be slightly blurry, and you may not always get what you expected. However, what you get is a quality experience and a view of what could pass for a lake, depending on who's asking and the lighting at that time. Despite warnings of waterborne illnesses, the Gola Ganda of Dhoraji remains a classic in Karachi. Crushed ice drenched in questionable flavoured sauces provides a kaleidoscope of colour and sweet treats. A stomach of iron is a prerequisite. However, most people living in Karachi don't seem to have a problem with that. Following the logic that Karachiites will travel long distances for good food, the Karhai on Superhighway was another spot we visited. The chicken slaughtered right in front of you may deter some. However, most enjoy knowing exactly how fresh the meat they're eating is. With very minimal spices and basic ingredients constantly stirred to a beat together, the Karhai definitely tastes incredible and worthy of the long ride. Watching all these different foods, I figured it was about time I learned how to make some of Karachi's specialties. It would be sinful to go home without that knowledge. I chose the chicken malai tikka and barbecue ribs at Barbecue Tonight, as I've always wondered what makes them so addictive.
All right, now finally, after gallivanting all across Karachi, we're standing here on the rooftop of Barbecue Tonight to see how they make their very famous malai tikka and their ribs. Now, you must be wondering why we chose Barbecue Tonight out of all the wonderful places in Karachi. There's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is that even though we're in the posh locality of Clifton with the boating basin right behind me, this is the one place in Karachi that we felt where you can find, regardless of economic strata or geographical location, people come here from after an hour's drive just to eat the food over here. And whether you are living far away from here, close from here, at some point in your life, you might have either heard about Barbecue Tonight or crossed through it. Also, the other thing is they've consistently managed to keep their recipes brilliant and their food tasting fabulous. So it always tastes fresh, it always tastes the same, and it's very economical. So now we're going to get started with our hum pehle malai boti banayenge na.
boti bana rahe hain.
We're throwing in a little bit of boneless chicken. ये सिर्फ सीने का पीस है या इसमें सिर्फ सीने का पीस है. So the white meat of the chicken plus you have your spices where you're taking.
Adrak powder.
You've got garlic powder, ginger powder.
White pepper.
और नमक भी डाला आपने. ठीक है. So it's interesting that we're using garlic powder and ginger powder instead of the actual garlic and ginger, and I think even though I was told that it's for taste and it tastes better to use powdered garlic and ginger, I would say it's more economical. That is why the garlic and ginger powder is being used. Nice dollop of cream. और बस इसको mix करना है. Now we're just going to mix it all together. आप इसको सीखों पे लगाना है?
अब इस तरह से लगाएंगे.
किस तरह लगाएंगे? आप लगाएं, मैं भी लगाती हूँ. Yeah. And you know, I've also noticed they use a lot of white pepper in their cuisine, so that's a good tip. I'm going to try that at home as well and see how the taste changes. So this chicken has been marinated for a while. कितनी देर के लिए आप इसको marinate करते हैं?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, so the technique is, I guess, to weave it through now. We're weaving it through so that it doesn't fall. और एक सीख पे कितनी बोटियाँ?
एक बोटी 6 fish.
So now our 2 seeks are ready. We're to be barbecued, but we're going to just hold off a little bit on putting these on the fire. What we'll do is we'll get our masala on the ribs first and get those ready. चलें ribs पे तैयार करें फिर. Ribs का क्या मसाला है?
सिरका.
और
सिरका.
सिरका और
लाल मिर्ची.
लाल मिर्ची और
garlic powder.
garlic powder.
लहसुन powder.
लहसुन powder.
white pepper.
white pepper. नमक बस. दही कुछ भी नहीं?
ना कुछ नहीं.
ये सिरके की बेस है इसकी?
हाँ सिरके का. तेल तो नहीं.
इसके अंदर हाँ सिरका बहुत सारा. There's a lot of vinegar in this, and I guess the base of the sauce is basically all I can taste is red pepper and a lot of vinegar. So let's see how this turns out.
इसके ये मसाला लगा है इसमें.
ठीक है.
इसमें रखिए.
ठीक है.
इसमें रखिए. इसके चूल्हे पर रखिए. तकरीबन 2 घंटा.
2 घंटा.
2 घंटा. ये मसाला के साथ ही पक सकता है.
के अंदर कोई आपको कट नहीं डालते हैं?
ना.
रिब्स के अंदर?
एक कट हो गया खराब हो गया.
ओके.
फिर ये मसाला इसके.
So basically what the concept is, I guess, is that you steam the ribs with all the spices on it. He's put a little dish and then he wants you to steam it on that for about 2 hours. So it cooks in its own flavors and the spices all get packed into it with the steam. So miraculously appearing this ribs that we've already steamed before, because it takes about 2 hours to steam them. So in the interest of time and not boring you, we figured we won't show you the entire process. This is already steamed ribs. अब इसके अंदर मसाला सारा लगा हुआ है. अब इसको हम बारबेक्यू पे डालें. अब मुझे बताइए स्टीम होगी, कच्चा है अभी तक गोश्त या पक गया? पक्का है. 100% पक्का है.
बिल्कुल पक्का.
Let me see. So you could basically have it like this as well, but I guess I'm gonna wait until it goes on the fire. ठीक है, तो इसको अब हम मूव करते हैं, अपनी सीखें भी लगा देते हैं और ये रिब्स भी लगा देते हैं. तो बस ये तो बस सीखों पे लगाना है। ये कोयले कितनी देर से गर्म हो रहे हैं?
कोई बात नहीं, 1 घंटा पहले 2 घंटे पहले कोई मसाला नहीं।
Really hot, kind of making me afraid of the fire of hell. और ये रिब्स जो आपने इसके लिए ग्रिल टाइप लगाई उसके बाद आप ठीक है। कितनी देर पकेगा अभी ये?
तो 10 मिनट बन सकता है।
एक चीज़ हो जो आप कहें कि सबसे ज़्यादा खाई जाती है बारबेक्यू नाइट में, वो क्या है?
और क्या मटन रिब्स है।
मटन रिब्स? अगर ये तो महंगा है तो फिर इतने लोग कैसे खाते हैं?
बस खाते हैं लोग, शौक से खाते हैं। और तो चांप है, मटन चांप है, मलाई टिक्का है, रेशमी कबाब है, अफगानी।
आप लोग मछली का कुछ रखते हो?
हाँ, मछली फिश कबाब है।
फिश कबाब, सीख कबाब जो होते हैं या बोटी की तरह होती है?
बोटी वाला, बोटी कबाब।
इसके बराबर बस ऑयल डालें। इसके अंदर अभी तो ऑयल इस्तेमाल नहीं हुआ है दोनों चीज़ों में। हाँ। Who to think your barbecue was fat-free? It's not. So the reason that Barbecue Tonight, in my opinion, has managed to maintain that quality and have a consistent high standard is because they're not following trends. I've noticed that about them. They don't go for just what's fabulous and what's in fad right now that they'll start producing. They have their menu that has been there for a long time and just kept at it and kept with it. So that's how their consistent quality comes, because practice does make perfect. तो ये तैयार हो गया इतनी जल्दी? तैयार हो गया, मगर ये टूटा किस तरह से? ये टूट जाता है क्या पकाते हुए?
पका है, इसे टूट हो जाए
तो नरम जाता है। So it becomes soft and it actually breaks apart a little bit, but not to fret. I'm just gonna try it already, right? अभी तो खाऊंगी आराम से बैठकर। ये तो मैं ऐसे ही टेस्ट कर रही थी। So now that this is ready, I'm going to give it the respect it deserves and not just stand here and eat this. I'm going to sit down, have it with the naan and enjoy this meal the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. So as I wait for my food to arrive, there's something about this city that just makes me marvel at its strength and its spirit. I mean, it's really loud, it's congested, it's grimy, the sea air makes everything really musty. However, you can't help but love it. I mean, I'm just looking out at the traffic over here, and as much as it annoys me to drive out in that traffic, it's there's also this energy around it, which just makes it all the better. Thank you. So now I'm gonna dig into this ribs that we made, and it's smelling so good. And I'm tempted to just, oh, this piece is divine. I love the way, I love the meat. I mean, the meat of the ribs is perhaps the best part of the goat. Now, going for the tikka, the malai tikka really is malai. I mean, I would have actually added a little more cream to give me, I mean, if I'm going to be unhealthy, I might as well do it all the way, right? So I think I might have added a little more cream so I could get more of the flavor of the cream. But as a tikka, it's well cooked, all the spices have gone in. I've asked for a naan, so let's see if it arrives. This naan paratha is phenomenal. I can smell it. I can tell that it has the ghee on top of it, and the best part is right in the center. However, you see it's got this mashed up seekh kebab inside it. Oh, it's piping hot. Let me see. I've died and gone to culinary heaven, I swear to God. This paratha is phenomenal. So as you can well imagine, it was a tough call picking one place for me to sit and completely eat the meal at. However, I've managed to, I think, eat my way across Karachi today. And I'd strongly recommend that if you ever do manage to come to Karachi, or if you're from Karachi, I'm sure you're lucky enough to have such a phenomenal variety of cuisine where you live. Hope you've enjoyed our show today, and I hope you've seen with us Karachi through our eyes, through our food eyes, and through my stomach, I would say. Karachi has been seen. If you liked our episode, if you didn't like our episode, do send us in an email at flf@dawnnews.tv. I'm going to get back to enjoying my paratha, and I'll catch you next week.